Welcome to the e-commerce podcast with me, your host, Matt Edmundson. This is a show all about helping you deliver e-commerce. Wow. And to help us do just that, I'm chatting again, a returning guest, Fara Rosenzweig, who we talked to years ago. Now, Fara has moved on from ManyChat and now is with Zeals. And we're going to be talking about e-commerce, how it's a little bit different and how we can leverage all those little things. Yes, we are. We're going to be getting into all of that. But before we do, let me just remind you, if you haven't done so already, head to the website, sign up to the newsletter, because all of the notes, the transcript and everything comes straight to your inbox. You can find out more information at ecommercepodcast.net. And of course, a warm welcome to you. If this is your first time with us, very, very warm welcome to you. It's great that you are here. Genuinely, it's great that you are here. Thank you for joining us. Now, Fara, let's talk about Fara, because to be fair, we just spent the last 20 minutes just chatting, catching up before hitting the record button. Is the head of marketing at Zeals.ai. And she brings 20 years of content marketing expertise. And if you remember from the last time, we discovered that Fara is an Emmy Award winner. Yes, she is. She has managed and built content teams to drive business growth and leverages the latest tech, trends, and social media to craft compelling stories and strategies, marketing brands, websites, go-to destinations, on all that sort of good stuff. She is passionate about brand development and media relations and consistently delivers impressive results and significant ROI. And beyond all that, it's just a friend of the show. So Fara, it's great to have you back. How are you doing?
It's great to be here. Hi, Matt. I love that intro. Can you just introduce me like everywhere I go? That was great.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll just follow you around. Do my kids call it my podcast voice. So when I hit the record button to record a podcast, apparently my voice changes. And Josh, my eldest, who has edited a number of the podcasts over the years, has learned how to mimic my podcast voice. And so, yes, it's a fascinating one. But yeah, how are you doing? You doing all right? It's been 3 years.
It's been a few years. Doing great, doing a lot of things. Still a fan of the podcast. I've been following you along since the last time we chatted. And just I think watching technology and the world evolve, the crazy time right now. So yeah, I know past 3 years have felt longer than 3 years. Let's put it that way.
Do you think so? Okay. Why? Why would you say that?
I think because there's been so much change that we've seen in our lives that,
Yeah.
It's been very quick, but then at the same time, wow, how much has changed in a few years. Just
Yeah. There's been a
all
lot
around.
to keep up with. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because when I first started out in e-commerce, if you think, well, this was back in 2002. And if you think about how simple it was then compared to how complicated in many ways it is now, there's a lot of software, all that makes our life easier. You can set up a site in a few seconds. Just go to Shopify or Squarespace or, Subly or any of these kind of sites, and you can just set up a website. There it is. So that in a sense has become a lot easier. But at the same time, it's become a lot more complicated. With everything I've got to think about 25,000 different platforms. I've got social media accounts coming out of my ears, and I've got, AI now thrown into the equation, which has totally turned the whole world upside down in the last few years. So it does feel a little bit exhausting, I suppose.
Yeah. It's a little overwhelming. It's like when you go to a restaurant and they have like 30,000 menu items and you don't know what to choose, kind of like that with technology these days. It's very cool where we are, but at the same time, it's overwhelming. There's a lot of choices, and how do you know that's the right choice?
Mhm.
But it's also impressive that we have these choices and
Mhm.
how far we've come, even just within the past 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's very true. There's that famous psychology experiment. I don't know if you ever come across it, the paradox of choice, where some researchers put out different flavors of jam in a supermarket. And if they put out, I think I'm going to get this wrong, but in essence, the principle is if you put out only 6 different flavors of jam and then you monitor how many people purchase the jam, So they test it, they try it, and then you monitor how many people buy it. They sold X amount. The idea being that if they take the choice from 6 to 30, so they introduce more flavors, more exotic flavors like
Yeah.
blackberry and rhubarb or something, I don't know. And they throw out these exotic flavors. The idea being that if you give people more options, more choice, they will buy more. And what they discovered actually was people bought less because of this paradox of choice. It actually causes you to make less decisions. Um, do you think that's happening these days with everything that's going on? Are people just sort of retreating in on themselves a little bit and going, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Yeah, it's a little overwhelming. It's
Mm,
very much overwhelming. And then, I I don't know if experts agree. I don't know, but I can only speak from my experience. It's overwhelming. It's kind of like you just shut down
mm,
and you're like, I don't know, I just give up. And or the other thing is there's all these options and I have to think about it. But I know my safe zone is this. I'm gonna think about this a little bit before
mm,
I dabble into some other areas of jams or whatever. So
yeah.
yeah, I think everything is just a little overwhelming because there's so many options. And you don't know what the right option is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true. I like that phrase safe zone. I'm just going to stick to my safe zone.
yeah, I stick to
It's
my safe zone a full
it's my safe zone. Do not enter. Do not enter. Um, I like that. I'm going to use that. That's really good. That's really good. So tell us about Zeals Tech, because when you came on the show last time, you were with ManyChat, and we had some great
Mhm.
conversations there. Um, and since then, you have meandered through various different organizations, and for the last few months, you've been at Zeals. What is Zeals, and why are you there?
Yeah, well, um, first I'll let you know what Zeals is. Zeals is a social chat commerce solution that combines AI with all the elements of social media. So it's allowing brands to use social media, chat, and for e-commerce to engage, create a great customer experience, and then eventually help those customers make a purchase on whatever their favorite social messaging app is, like Instagram DMs, Facebook Messenger. Eventually, like Zeals will be on WhatsApp and TikTok. Um, so that's essentially what Zeals is.
Mhm.
We help e-commerce brands through AI and automation create a really nice experience for
So
customers.
that's different from ManyChat. I mean, it sounds similar, but I'm assuming it's different.
Similar but different. Zeals is AI based.
Mhm.
So we have amazing conversation designers who work with our customers, the brands that use Zeals to create this ultimate experience. So they're pretty much building the LLM for
Mhm.
these conversations, and then the conversations are driven through AI pretty much for anyone that's interacting with this brand. So that's different than when I was at ManyChat. ManyChat was self-serve, and we were educating our customers on how to use automation and how to
Mhm.
build those conversations through, I guess, oh, I'm blanking on the word, but through different, like, what is it? If this, then that type
Oh, the
things.
automations. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So you're creating that automation where this
Mhm.
is like a white glove service.
Mhm.
The conversation is driven through AI, or yeah, the conversation for the end user is through AI. And then this is solely for e-commerce. So we've really learned how to, from our AI standpoint, how to use it to help educate the person in the conversation to make a better decision
Mm.
for a purchase. The goal is to help brands avoid that cart abandonment situation, and to for brands to also understand their user activity or their shopper activities, so then they can provide the right products for their customers on the right platforms, and for the right age group. So talk about different choices. um, it's really interesting to see the different products that these brands are starting to and I don't know if push is the right word, but
Yeah.
um, different products that they're making for their different age ranges, and then how they're using advertising on the platforms for those different products. So it's a big puzzle. It's a 5,000 piece puzzle, but it's it's really cool to see talk about technology. Um, it's very cool to see how the technology is helping the shopping experience, and it
Hmm.
dwindles down all the choices because through automation, we can have these conversations and the AI is able to say, "Oh, we're gonna recommend XYZ." So,
Mm.
the catalog might have 5,000 products, but then through 3, 4 questions, all of a sudden the user is gonna have 5 options. And then,
Right.
makes it a little easier. It's not overwhelming.
Well, you're reducing the paradox of choice, aren't you? You're taking
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's an interesting one, isn't it? And this is where I think AI is quite a fascinating thing to sort of play around with at the moment. There's a few areas where I think AI is quite interesting, and this is certainly one of them. So give me an example, like a type of store this works well on, some stories that I guess you've heard and seen well, something that, once we hear that story, we're just going to go, okay, now I get it. I understand.
Let's see. So I guess one of our I don't know if I can't say the brand, but one of our brands is a beauty product.
Mm,
And they have used our product for advertising. So they're creating really awesome, beautiful ads. Um, it's like a video ad on Instagram,
mhm,
and it stops you from scrolling. Usually people will click on the ad, it takes them to a website, product page or something. So
mhm,
how do you know if that exact product is good for you? Or how do you know if that ad is taking you to a landing page and has 50 different products? How do you know that those products are right for you?
mhm,
So I can tell you from my experience, I've clicked on these ads a lot, and then I go to this landing page, see a few different things, and then I exit out and I start researching. Like I go on Google and I look up all this stuff, and it takes me
yeah,
maybe 4 days to actually make my purchase if I even
right.
want to make that purchase. So this beauty brand is using the same ads, but then the experience is you click and it goes into the DMs of Instagram. And it says, "Hey, um, thanks so much for clicking on this. We're here. You're interested in lip gloss. Why? Let's get started. Let's help you find the right lip gloss, your
Mhm,
color, blah." So, the interaction to help the customer make the right choice, and two, the conversion rate ends up being 3 times higher because you're keeping it inside the chat, and then
mhm,
you're giving them the information to make that choice. And I think when I did the quiz, it was like rouge is your color. So I made I was like, oh, cool. They said it's my color, kinda have that FOMO, I must get it now. So,
mhm,
purchase. So that's how some of our brands are using it right now. Um, of course, there's different ways from organic, social, how some brands are using us. And we have some really cool features coming out also that brands can use us, like, especially for influencer marketing. We have some things coming down the pipeline, which is gonna be really great because e-commerce brands, I think, are really leaning into influencer marketing,
mhm,
especially in 2025. Um, we see so many influencers now, but it's just gonna expand even more because one, influencers build trust with their audience, and two, people will buy based off of what their friends are saying. So we're creating some features down the pipeline that are gonna help with these influencer marketing campaigns. So then
mm.
brands can track how their influencers are doing and then create that sell like almost instantly and engage with that user right away to
Mm.
one, get data, two, to help them make a purchasing decision on the right channels that they're on. So it's pretty cool, I think.
That is very cool. Yeah, yeah. I'm just thinking as you're talking, I remember a few weeks ago, I was sat down, having a breakfast meal with Jay from Bold Commerce. And he's a really interesting guy, Jay. He's coming on the show soon. And I was talking to him about a beauty brand as you were talking. I was remembered this conversation with Jay, and I'm like, Jay, listen, if you were going to launch a beauty brand, how would you do it? 'Cause their platform has access to sort of 50, 60,000 online stores. I mean, it's just really, some
Fun.
really cool data points that he's got access to. And he said, if I was starting a beauty brand today, I would do two things in effect. I would double down on influencer marketing. It would probably be the only form of marketing that I would do. And I would build a workable referral program. And and he qualified that by saying, and hopefully we'll get him on the show to talk about this. not a referral program, which is like a refer a friend. You know, you get $20 and I get 20 bucks. He said those things never work. But he runs through what he sees working as a referral programs. And he run through some numbers and they're all very exciting. But it was interesting how with a beauty brand, when I was asking him this question, and to be fair, it was a beauty brand that we were talking through hypothetically. I didn't talk to him about their industry, but he doubled down. You've just got to do the referral thing. You've got to do the, you've got to do the influencer thing. And if you can do those two things, it's like, let me show you some numbers. And they were very impressive, very, very impressive.
Yeah. I mean, people trust people, even though we might not personally know these influencers. It's not, you don't feel like you're being sold to by these brands on commercials or billboards, even push notifications on your cell, like the SMS notifications. People trust people. So they're going to want to do what these influencers are doing. Also, if influencers are successful or they look great or whatever, we want to emulate that a little bit.
Mm.
So that's also why programming is really good. Yeah, and I was at a conference a few weeks ago and they said that in 2025, influencer marketing for e-commerce brands will be double than what it is this year. And it's just
Wow.
expected to evolve over the next few years. So if e-commerce brands aren't using influencer marketing yet, they should definitely look into it and get ready for 2025 because competitors are probably already, getting the contracts together with the right influencers.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. That's really interesting. I definitely, I mean, and there's a lot of shows on the podcast which talks about influence marketing. But I'm curious for you, right? You were with ManyChat, you stepped away from e-commerce a little bit and you decided to sort of get back involved. Now you're back with Zeals. What excites you at the moment? What's floating your boat in terms of why you got back involved in the industry? What are the opportunities that you see? I'm just curious, what kickstarted this whole e-commerce revival? If that's the
uh,
right word, I don't even know.
I I joke with my friends, who doesn't like to talk about shopping? Uh,
You know what? I love that. I might steal that. That might become the new tagline of the show. The e-commerce podcasting, e-commerce podcast. Because who doesn't like to talk about shopping?
I
I
mean,
love it. If you see yourself right next to this, just that little clip, going, who doesn't like to talk about shopping? Or hear yourself, and it's next to our theme tune or something. Don't be surprised. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, it, look, it's like, summer shopping right now. I'm looking at my friends, helping them with back to school shopping, holiday shopping's around the corner, the different trends, especially for women, different jeans. I mean, it's a lot of fun. So, um,
I love that. Do you know my summer shopping? I went onto a website, ordered a pair of shorts and a new T-shirt, and I was done.
I feel like I'm still doing my summer shopping and was done with summer, but, yeah, no, but I joke. I mean, I do like the e-commerce industry.
Mm,
I think it's fascinating, and also with our economy, like, people are still spending.
mm,
What really drew me in with Zeals is their AI component. Being in marketing, being in content marketing for so many years, and now I'm branching into marketing world or taking a step back. It's really fascinating how AI has helped make marketing individuals smarter and faster
yeah,
producers, and just the technology of it. So when I saw this opportunity, I was like, "Oh, I know exactly what you guys do." I was at ManyChat. I understand the automation world. Um, but then when I saw the AI component, like, "Oh, this is game changer." I think it's really cool how we can help brands make their job easier
yeah,
through AI. And and then also through this, we still get to talk about shopping. So, but yeah, just AI in so many fields is fascinating to me. I mean, I'll take a step back. Growing up, I think my generation has seen so many shifts in technology, and technology is not even done evolving. But this is
hmm
a big step into a new era of
yeah,
how we be using technology. So it's really cool to be on the ground floor of that, to learn about that technology. Also, for me, and as a marketing leader, it how do I make my marketing more efficient using AI? So all these different areas, I'm learning about it and then seeing how AI can help our customers. So I'm going on a tangent here, but AI just really drew me into the product.
Hmm.
Um, and then also the CEO, he's great, really smart. He grew this business over in Japan and made this a global business. So I was very fascinated to see how Zeal's product has evolved. And then when I saw the pipeline for the next 5 years, I was like, "That's very cool." Just
Hmm.
the way that our product team is using AI to develop and kind of change the shopping experience. So I'm very, very excited what Zeals is gonna be able to show in the next few years because um, it's kind of like 30 years ago, you never would think you always
Yeah.
thought about shopping being like that, but it's now coming to life, kinda
Yeah.
like the Jetsons era coming to life. So, yeah,
Love
very,
that.
very
The
exciting.
Jetsons.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm old enough to remember the Jetsons. That's probably the sad thing in order. It's it's interesting that it's AI that that's getting you excited because I find at the moment, Farah, that people have either had enough of it or people are really excited by it. It's kind of like, oh, stop talking about AI.
Yeah.
I'm just going to crack on doing what I'm doing. Or actually, no, I'm really excited by this, and they probably subscribe to 25,000 different tools all promising AI, but actually most of them don't use AI at all. They're just, some clever code really. But um, it intrigues me still, the whole AI thing. I'm still very excited by it and the different possibilities of it. What difference do you see it then making for marketeers, as especially e-com marketeers? What are some of the we said at the start of the show, e-commerce is a little bit different these days and how you can leverage some of those things. So how do you see it being different? How can we as e-com business owners sort of leverage that? What does that look like?
Well, I think the big phrase from 2023 and 2024 is you have to do more with less.
Hmm.
So if e-commerce marketers aren't looking at tools to help them, um, be faster, smarter marketers, and also just balance everything that they have to do on their plate, there's not enough hours in the day to do everything.
Yeah.
So, e-commerce marketers really should lean into different technologies to help them be successful, and that's what AI can do. Um, you know, if we're talking specifically what Zeals is helping the e-commerce marketers, there are so many channels that these e-com teams need to be on. You have your website, you have third-party websites like Amazon, or you have different online boutiques. You have in store. You have the boutiques in store. You have your showroom, and then you have social media. And social media, don't even get me started, is like a whole other world. But you have to be on all these different social media
Hmm.
channels. You have for US, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, even WhatsApp. Internationally, there are other social channels that we don't even know, that if these brands are global, they're on different social channels. So
Hmm.
there's just a lot for the e-commerce and digital marketing teams to balance. So by using AI, it can help them, one, get work done and be on these different channels, then two, engage with their customers and help their customers feel like they're a VIP. Um, you know, I talk about some of my favorite stores that I like to go to. It's the customer service. It's how the experience. I walk in, they say, "Hello, how are you? I'm Amanda. What's your name? How can I help you? What are you shopping for today?" Everyone wants that experience. Everyone wants to feel special or get the help. Um, and so that's what draws people back to these stores because it's a good experience.
Hmm.
So Zeals is helping take that in-store experience and bridge that gap from in-store to online. And that's what e-commerce marketers are able to do with AI, like a Zeals product or any kind of AI product, is really create that VIP experience for their users, Um, it's example, they see an ad, a user on social media sees an ad, they click on it, it goes into the chat. The chat could say, "Oh, hi Matt, how are you doing? Thanks for clicking. What can I help you with today? What it- what are you shopping for? How can we help?" And so it's really creating that experience where you feel like, oh, this person, even though a lot of people I think are savvy enough to know it's
Yeah.
an AI tool, I think it's helping create that experience, that emotional connection. Like, oh, they care about me. They're going to help me get what I need.
Mhm.
So, that's ultimately what e-commerce marketers really need to lean into is how do you make your end user, your customer feel special? And AI
Mm.
tools can do that. AI tools can do a lot for e-commerce marketers and digital marketers. I mean, even from creating your ads,
Mm.
or A/B testing is a big phrase in the marketing world. AI can help you make those smart decisions because we are measured by sales at the end of the day. We have to grow businesses. So, what can you do to make that sale faster? What can you do to create a good experience for your customer so then they're talking to their friends? Because, like we spoke about earlier, people trust people.
Mhm.
So it's kind of full circle. You're creating a great experience. That person's going to talk to their friends. I bought this. I had a really great experience. You should look at their site or go to their Instagram, check it out, blah, blah, blah. And so e-commerce people really need to think about how do we create that emotional connection with our users? Um, and how can AI help me do that? And that's one way our product is helping marketers, e-commerce marketers do.
That's really interesting, isn't it? How AI can help create these sort of emotional links.
Yeah.
Like again, as you're talking, I'm thinking of do you ever use Perplexity? Have you come
No,
across Perplexity?
no, but I'm going to.
Perplexity perplexes me in so many ways. It lives up to its name. It's really, really clever. Um, and it's sort of an advanced search thing. So instead of going to Google and saying, um, well, here, let me open up Perplexity. I'll tell you what I did the other day.
We're doing a live demo.
Yeah. They've got an app which is great, so I can go to my library and I can see things that I've searched for um, in the past. So a friend of mine, um, her husband has Parkinson's disease. Okay, dementia and Parkinson's disease. Lives in North Carolina, and she sent me a message asking the question: Have England approved a light therapy form for Parkinson's, or a light therapy for Parkinson's? And I thought this is a very fascinating question. So I typed this into Perplexity, and what Perplexity does is it goes and searches a web for me, and then it will summarize all of its findings, and it will give me like it just saves me going to 25 different websites, looking at what everybody's said, and then creating some kind of summary. It does it all for you, right? And I just read this and I just copy and paste that text. There you go. That's a summary from like 25 different websites on what you can and can't do with this and why it works and why it doesn't work. And you can tell it, like I said, I was doing something the other day, review the product, and I named a client's product and then I gave them this client's website. Um, and look at this same product on Amazon, go through all the reviews, and find the most common questions people ask. And it goes away and it does all of this, but it does it all live on the web, saves you searching for it. And there's so much you can do. You can upload files and all kinds of things. So it's like a very clever form of ChatGPT and Claude and Google. It's like they all got together and had a baby, and Perplexity was the outcome, which is just brilliant. And the thing that I like about Perplexity is just the sheer amount of time it saves me when I'm searching. And what I hear you talking about in terms of creating this emotional connection. Now, I know Perplexity is AI. I know that I'm talking to some machine, but I talk to it like a person. I don't know what that says about me, but I talk to it like a person, and it talks back, when it's talking about Parkinson's and light therapy, it's kind of figured out actually, this is probably quite an emotive topic. And so it does it in a slightly sensitive way, which I find very, very peculiar.
Yeah.
In it. And so it's fascinating that AI is picking up on these things now, these social cues, and it's returning information on that basis.
Right.
Um, and it boggles my mind because ChatGPT is great, but it's based on data that goes up to whatever 2022 or something, isn't it? 2022, I think ChatGPT 4. I don't know how up to date their model is, but Perplexity is based on what it finds on the web.
Mhm.
Um, and what you guys do, as best I understand it, is based on specific language models you build from client data. And so you can pick up on all this nuance and all these subtleties that just boggles my mind. And I don't know whether to love it or be scared of it, if I'm honest with you.
Well, I mean, I understand why it's a little scary, but then also it's kind of like the concierge that you never had. You go to a
Mhm,
hotel, you could do all the research on all the touristy things and all the restaurants, but you're going to call someone. They're going to understand. They ask 3 questions: what you like to do, this, that. And then
mhm,
10 minutes later, they're going to have an itinerary for you. I've made a reservation for you just based off of a few questions. So I kind of look at it as this is the concierge I never had,
yeah.
in my pocket. So, it is scary when you think about it because well, for me, I think it's scary because we have our mind and younger
Mhm,
generations are gonna get used to this instant gratification of information,
mhm,
and are they gonna learn how to do the research? Are they gonna
mhm,
learn to go to a library and look on books and how
yeah.
we, learn to research? Um it's scary because we thought about this technology years ago, and here it is
Mhm,
today. So then
mhm,
what we don't know the unknown, that's scary to think about what tomorrow is gonna
yeah.
bring. But it's also fascinating because we thought about this. We were talking about this years ago,
Yeah.
and here it is. And
Here
yeah,
we
you
are.
get answers very quickly. I look at it as it's saving me time. It's my personal concierge to get me whatever I need.
Mm,
I I booked an international trip a few months ago, and I asked it, I forget which tool I was using, but I said, "These are the things we wanna do. Can you help me
yeah.
plan an itinerary?" Within 10 minutes, I had our whole trip booked. I had hotels,
Yeah.
saved me so much time. I don't
Mm,
have this time because I'm busy working and I have my
mhm,
personal life, so it's fascinating how
yeah.
it asks a few questions and then can help you.
Yeah.
So, I was scared of AI. I was totally scared of AI when it first came out.
Mm,
Like, gosh, this is gonna take over all the jobs and it's gonna be computers. But I now see how it's helped me. It's helped
mhm,
me in personal life. It's helped me in work. And I think it's really cool how it's helping just brands be smarter, better, and
yeah.
make your end user feel special.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's one of those things that we have to keep an eye on it, but I think there are so many advantages you can get now using it in your ecom business,
Yeah.
that it would make sense to do that.
Yeah.
And to understand that, I think is straightforward. It's fascinating. I was reading a report the other day about how AI girlfriends are now becoming a thing. And you're kind of like, that's scary because actually people are putting off relationships till later and later, but they're using AI. So if you have an AI emotionally stable girlfriend and then you enter a real world relationship with an imperfect human being, you've got a fundamental problem, right? And
Yeah.
it's creating a scary, it's like you say, people, well, they learn to do the research. I don't need to do any research anymore. I just go to Perplexity and say X, Y, and Z, and it just does all the research for us. It's the laziest form of research I've ever done. Um, but then again, I kind of look at people. I was in the States the other week, and we're traveling from A to B, and the first thing that you do is like, well, let's get the sat nav out, you know. But what happens when the sat nav breaks? And my kids are sitting there, go, I don't know, I don't know. What do you mean? Have we got a map? A map? Are you mad? What's a map? And so it's it's funny how we get used to this technology, um, and I and there are elements of it which I think are just scary and bizarre, like the AI girlfriend. Um, and then there are elements of it where actually you're using it as a personal concierge or using it as a concierge on your website for your customers to get the best choice and the right choice for them in the fastest possible way, in a way that just delights them.
Yeah.
Well, that becomes something that I go, okay, how do I do that? But unfortunately, I feel like we seem to have both ringing alongside each other at the moment, don't we?
Y- It is scary to think about people are using AI for their significant other. I mean,
Yeah.
no human is perfect. I guess you don't have to deal with the
Mm,
emotion and
mm,
stuff. So I guess that kind of sounds nice. But yeah, it's I guess I had a lens of negativity for the first few months of it. And then when I learned how, once I then said, I have to adapt to
mm,
this, then I saw the positivity of it because it was fascinating. So I think that's just the world has to kind of learn how to adapt to it.
mhm.
And there's the positivity of it. But yeah, there is some sort of thing where we have to take a step back and go, we still need this human esque element. I don't know, humans
Yeah.
need humans. Um, So the AI girlfriend thing seemed odd,
So it's
but
interesting, isn't it? Because how does this translate to marketing, right? So we've got an AI chatbot that's answering questions. We've got AI now that can create content, and it can create content in my voice. There's AI that can create videos with my face. It's at some point in the future, I
yeah,
dare say, your um, your emoji or whatever it's going to call can talk to my emoji, and that's the podcast. It's in your
mm,
voice and my voice, and it would have probably just ask much better questions than I would. And it's one of those things where you kind of go, at what point does it make sense for human interaction still to happen? The
yeah,
humanity of it. Like I'm a big fan of, certainly for small e-commerce businesses, one of the ways you differentiate, I think, is for founders or key people of influence in that business to be just all over everything, so
yeah,
people feel like they know you, right? To be that sort of face of the brand is maybe not right for everybody, but for most people, I think you can do something that's a bit fun with that. Um, how do you balance it, right? Because there is both the human aspect of it, the personal, and then there's the AI side of things. How do you, how do you guys sort of draw the line? How do you do it personally in marketing? Where do you do it? How do you, I don't even know what I'm trying to ask, but you understand what I'm saying? There's this sort of
yeah,
very gray, blurry line, how you navigate.
yeah. I mean, I think the shopping experience from online to in person is also going to evolve a little bit, where the in person experience is going to be more community based.
Hmm.
We see some brands now where they have their rooms and it's come, we're going to do happy hour, come meet our designer, and meet others that have similar interests. So they're making it more community based. So you still have that human touch element. And that's where you can meet other people. I think, actually, I could be wrong, but I think Lululemon years ago created this
Mm,
community. Their stores, their salespeople were not called salespeople, they're educators.
hmm.
They had people from the community, different instructors come and do different yoga classes during the week, run groups. They had, I remember one local store brought a local chiropractor in to talk about your spine health, so they made a community, and then
Mm,
that's where you meet other people, and then you get to test out the product and stuff. So I do think in person, the store experience is gonna lean into these influencers. They're gonna create some sort of community, whether that's a virtual online community where people can chat, do
hmm.
video things, or in store where they have these educational things or just different experiences. Um, so it's more of an experience opposed to finding the right product and shopping. I think a lot of stores now are also moving away from having a lot of product in store. You go in, you try on one thing, you order it, it's
Mm,
shipped to your house. So I think the in store is still going to have that human experience, but it's more of a community base. We need the community. I think we've, especially over the past few years, being isolated for a year, people realized how important community is. And so I think that is how e-commerce marketers can start thinking, is building a
mm,
community. even though we're leveraging so many different tools, we're going to build
Yeah.
it, but then for your day-to-day use, you can use tools to help make the shopping experience better, give answers to your customers, that sort of thing.
Mm. Very good. Very, very good. For our listener, I'm aware of time. It, I find this whole conversation fascinating, and uh, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I've genuinely enjoyed it, and it's made me think a little bit outside the box. Maybe some more on the whole AI thing, which is good, which is very good. Where do you see the biggest opportunity at the moment for ecom operators? What's the biggest thing out there, do you think? I mean, you could say Zeals if you like, because obviously that's who you work for. But that aside, maybe what's the second biggest opportunity for ecom
Oh,
guys out there?
yeah, definitely Zeals. No, um, I think the experience online is gonna be it's gonna look more real life. So I
Mm,
think that's the biggest thing. It's gonna become more of a personal shopping experience, where we have that concierge help us look in our closet. Oh, you're missing this. Let's make this purchase. So it's gonna feel more. Uh, I think the technology is gonna just make it better, so it feels more real life and
mm,
users. Yeah, I don't wanna give too much away, but I think e-commerce people can just look forward to how the technology is gonna evolve and feel like that it's real life on a
yeah,
computer screen.
fantastic, fantastic. I guess for me, I'm one of the things I'm really intrigued by is things like Apple Vision Pro
Yeah.
and what impact that's going to also have on e-commerce.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think it will change anything tomorrow necessarily, but you can see how it's going to change things in the future. And
Not to go on a tangent there, but yeah, you have those kind of like clueless in the shop her closet could pick out the outfit.
mhm,
Kind of like when I saw App and Vision Pro, I was like, "Oh, that's so cool. It can look at my closet and
mhm,
pick outfits out for me, and then if I'm missing something, it can recommend what I need at what store, and it's just a tap, and then all of a sudden 3 to 5 days, it's at my front door." So,
yeah,
yeah, I
it's going to be
definitely
fascinating. That
yeah.
and LiDAR scanning, it's going to, you won't ever get the wrong size anything again. You'll just scan your body and it'll go, this is the exact
Wouldn't that be
perfect size for you.
amazing?
Oh, at some point, what's going to happen is I'm going to scan my physique and a machine somewhere is going to make a t-shirt, which is the perfect exact
Yeah.
t-shirt for my body type
Yeah,
and ship it out to me the same day. And I'm going to be like, this is amazing.
yeah.
I can definitely see it all heading down that road.
We're gonna be a more fashionable, society wearing the right size clothing for our body.
Something like that. All the fashion designers out there will be crying, no, we need that individuality, which we actually do. Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? For our listen, what's your question for me? So we do this bit on the show where, yes, I ask my guests for a question, but I don't answer it on the show. I answer it on my social media channels, my secret ploy to get you to follow me and connect with the e-commerce podcast over on social. But Farah, what's the question that you want me to answer?
I think it's a really cool idea. So my question is, if you could have one famous person, dead or alive, at your next dinner party, who would it be?
Very good. Very good. A famous person, dead or alive, at my next dinner party. Very good. Well, I definitely know my answer to that question. If you want to know how I'm going to answer it, then come follow me on social media. Just look out for Matt Edmundson. At Matt Edmundson. Yeah, that's right. On all your favorite social media channels, you'll probably find me. But listen, Farah, enough about me. Let's go back to you. How do people reach you? How do they connect with you if they want to do that?
So I'm big on LinkedIn. I feel like that's the long lost social platform, but I'm big on LinkedIn. Just Fara Rosenzweig on LinkedIn. And if people are interested to see how Zeals is going to evolve and help the e-commerce world, it's Zeals.ai or Zeals on LinkedIn or Zeals.ai on Instagram.
Okay. Well, we'll of course link to all of those channels. Zeals.ai, is it suitable for every ecom business, or do you have to, is it really if you've got like a certain size, do we need a certain amount of data to make it worthwhile? What's the lowdown on that?
If the lowdown, if you invest in advertising, we're a good product, a good for you. So I definitely think people, if you're big on Instagram, you have a big following, you're looking into spend a lot of money on advertising, we can be a supplement to all those programs.
What about, I'm just thinking outside the box here. What about things like charities? So I'm not necessarily selling a product, but I'm selling a vision maybe. And I'm starting those kind of conversations. Does it work with things like that? Or do you just guys focus on e-commerce?
Primarily e-commerce, but that's an avenue that we're always looking at new avenues on how we can definitely evolve the product. So that's
Mm,
a channel that or a vertical that we probably could definitely explore.
mhm. Very good. Very good. Farah, it's been absolutely lovely to catch up again. I think next time, let's not leave it 3 years.
Yeah.
Let's do this sooner. But genuinely lovely to catch up. And so thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great chatting with you again.
Always a treat. What a phenomenal conversation with Farah. Huge thanks again to her for joining me all the way from Denver, Colorado. Now, be sure to follow the e-commerce podcast wherever you get your podcasts from, because we've got yet more great conversations lined up. And I don't want you to miss any of them, he says in his best podcast voice. Now fully understanding what my kids are talking about. And in case no one has told you yet today, let me be the first. You are awesome. Yes, you are. Created awesome. It's just a burden you have to bear. Farah's got to bear it. I've got to bear it. You've got to bear it as well. Now, the e-commerce podcast is produced by PodJunction. You can find our entire archive of episodes on your favorite podcast app. The team that makes this show possible is the beautiful, the talented, the wonderful Salaf Bayanon, and equally beautiful, talented, and wonderful Jonah Press. Our theme music was written by Josh Edmundson. And as I mentioned, if you'd like to read the transcript or show notes, you can find them on the website. You can find them probably on your podcast app, because that's how they all work these days. But you'll definitely find them in your inbox if you subscribe to the newsletter. All the links for Farah, everything's going to be in there as well. So you can just click those, connect with her on LinkedIn, say hello. Just go and say hello. Even if you've not got any questions, just go and say hello. People always love to hear from people. So that's it from me. That's it from Farah. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a fantastic week. Wherever you are in the world, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.